Hey, this is Josh Boyd, MMA chaplain with Fight Church in Las Vegas, and I wanted to make this short video real quick just to give you a ministry update, kind of let you know where we're at and where we're headed. And so let's just jump right in. First and foremost, I wanted to express to you how excited and happy we are to be doing what we're doing. You know, 2.5 years ago when we started this, we didn't know what to expect. You know, there was no model to follow. Nobody was really doing this type of ministry. Certainly not here in Las Vegas, in the fight capital of the world, in the home of the UFC, you know, with a huge MMA community. Probably the largest MMA community in the world is right here in Las Vegas. And we didn't know what to expect. And there was nobody doing what we're doing. And so as we began to just build relationships with people and love people and minister to their spiritual and practical needs, people began to realize that we were here for the right reasons. You know, we were authentic and we weren't just trying to get in here and get a piece of the pie like so many people that are kind of shady characters trying to jump on the gravy train of MMA, since it's the fastest growing sport on the planet. And so, you know, over the last 2.5 years, we've really just had tremendous favor, and the Lord has really just swung open doors and softened hearts, and you know, allowed us to work in all the major gyms and work with all of the different promotions here in town, so that we've been able to be a part of all the events. And now we're working with more fighters and coaches and their families than ever before. And it's gotten to the point where we're overwhelmed with ministry opportunity, and so we're creatively looking for ways to get outside of the box when it comes to partnering with people, with individuals, and with churches to try to get the manpower and the resources that we need to continue to allow this thing to grow into what it needs to be to meet the needs of the community of people that we're working with. And so one of the things that's kind of been coming together lately is we've been talking with some churches and partnering with some churches and trying to come up with some ways that we could do it a little non-traditional, so to speak. And you know, a lot of missionary ventures or parachurch organizations, they find churches to partner with them, and what that means is that, you know, they write them a check every month. And that's fine. If you want to send us a check, we will never reject your check and return to sender. However, we think that you know, partnerships and ministry partnerships should be much more mutually beneficial. And so we've actually partnered with a couple of churches, and we're in the planning stages right now. But we have some churches that are going to send small groups of men here to Vegas to work with us for a long weekend on a short-term mission trip. And they'll be able to do gym visitation and interact with the fighters and minister to them, and then actually work at an MMA event. And they'll be able to pray with the fighters before they compete, and you know, minister to them after they come back, and as well as many other things. You know, there's all kinds of opportunity for them to be a part of ministry here, and to be a part of what Fight Church does. On the flip side, we're excited because we're going to start going to churches here in Las Vegas as well as around the country, and we're going to offer them ourselves to minister to their congregation and to their community by having a speaker like myself or someone else that's with the organization come and speak in a service. We're going to send a fighter or meet up with a fighter that we have a relationship with, maybe in their area, and the fighter can give a testimony. He can do a training seminar, self-defense class for women. The possibilities are really endless, and the sky is the limit. And we could do a main service where we talk about fighting and contending for your faith. We could do a men's ministry meeting where the message would be more about fighting for your family and defending that sort of thing, and you know, do a fight theme, but with all different types of topics. And we could do a youth event or a youth rally and talk about, you know, fighting temptation and fighting apathy and that sort of thing. We could also do a children's event where we would do an anti-bullying message, and maybe have a fighter share about how he was bullied or how he was a bully and that wasn't a positive thing in his life and that sort of thing. Like I said, it's very exciting. You can tell it's just gushing out of me because the possibilities are endless, and it's exciting to me to partner with churches and have it be mutually beneficial and further the kingdom. And so we're working on that. If you're a part of a church or you lead a church, you know, get a hold of me. Let's talk. Let's make this happen, because I would love to just continue to brainstorm and find different ways that we can partner. I'm rambling, so I will move on. In May, there's a new promotion, a new organization that's going to put on fight events here in Las Vegas. So that's one more opportunity for us. We've already been in contacts with them. We're going to be working with them in the back, in the fighter prep area, giving us the opportunity to connect with fighters and pray with them before they compete, and also to just be seen and have more exposure to the MMA community, so that more and more people are comfortable with who we are, and give us the opportunity to minister to them in the near future. But that's exciting. That's one more promotion on an already packed schedule. That's the next thing that I wanted to share with you. Is I recently typed up all of the events that we have between now and the end of August, and there are a ton of events. Our calendar is full of events that we're going to be ministering at and serving at, and there's so many events that there's several weekends where we're double booked, where there's either two events going on here in town where we're going to have volunteers and people working at one event across town, and someone on the other side of town, or even in nearby cities where we'll actually be ministering at two different places. And so it's super exciting that we have so much ministry opportunity, but it's also kind of daunting, because we only have so many volunteers, and we only have so many resources to make this thing happen, especially when it comes to ministering to the practical needs of the fighters and the coaches and their families. We need funds, and we need resources to be able to get them groceries and get them clothes and help with utilities if need be, and other things like that, practical things that they're dealing with that we need to be able to minister. There's an old saying that I've heard many times, and you're probably familiar with it, but it says, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that's certainly true with a lot of people. And in order to be able to get in there and to do ministry, in order to build a relationship enough to be able to pray and disciple someone and share with them communion and hold them accountable, a lot of times it's going to take you, putting your money where your mouth is, and being able to help with a practical need. And if someone's worried about being evicted out of their apartment, or where their next meal is going to come from, it's hard for them to focus on praying or doing a Bible study. And so we need to make sure that we have the resources to be able to take care of those things, and truly be friends to these people, and be able to minister to all their needs, not just their spiritual needs. That's pretty much the major things that I wanted to share with you. So of course I would love for you to go to fightchurch.com and get connected with us, to contact us with any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that. But also, if you go to fightchurch.com, you can from there subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can start to follow us on Twitter. You can like our Facebook page. You can make a donation. You can buy a t-shirt. All those things help us. You wouldn't believe how much awareness is a factor. And so by doing all those things, by adding to our likes on Facebook, by adding to our followers on Twitter, that all gives us more awareness and exposure, and it helps in the long run. So please make sure you do those things. And thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you soon.